People all over this planet for at least 6,000 years have been influenced by extraterrestrials, the Dracos and the reptilians. They have taken the information that is in essentially every school on the planet, and they've modified the information. All history documentation in this country and on every country on the planet have been given lies about astronomy, lies about mathematics, lies about technical capabilities, lies about the universe. You name it, okay? Everything have been lies. Every PhD on this planet, whether they're scientific, whether they're medical, makes no difference. Every book that they read the 6 years they were in the university are lies. They're not telling the truth. They were not taught the truth. At that time, we had 34 admirals in the Navy. All of them had been through Annapolis. They learned how to learn everything about the Navy, everything about history, everything about mathematics, everything about astronomy, you name it. They learned all lies. So who did the Secretary of Navy Forrestal select for this job? Turns out Admiral Riccobotta was not an American. He was born in Australia. The Secretary of the Navy selected an Australian man who had not been infected with the lies that the reptilians had taught us. He was freer of that. So the Secretary of the Navy was aware of this because he had been contacted by Nordic extraterrestrials, people here trying to help the United States. Okay? Very important point. So when I was selected, I hadn't been to the universities. I hadn't gotten the bad information. I hadn't been given the wrong information, and this is the reason I was selected, because I was knowledgeable of the Navy, I was knowledgeable what the threats were, but I hadn't gone to the university and picked up all the lies. Very important.
Corey, how do you feel about that? That's a pretty bold cowboy statement that Tompkins just made here.
It was common knowledge in the programs. They would talk quite often about how the physics models that we're using down here on the planet are incorrect, and they have not been corrected on purpose. They use different hyperdimensional mathematics models than what are used down here. You know, the physics models, we're still on this quantum and, classical physics model.
Sure.
While, they are deeply into this electroplasmic universe model of physics, which is the true model. And another thing he mentioned was that they wanted people that had not been, corrupted by this incorrect education. That is very common in the programs. That's why they were taking children in, because we were not front-loaded yet on different religious ideas, social programming. A lot of that hadn't occurred yet. So they had basically a blank slate to work with.
It is interesting, isn't it, the government studies that have shown that if they did disclosure, the two groups that would be the most hard hit by it would be religious people and scientists.
Yep, the academics.